Fins up. OnlyPhans, but with a PH. You heard? Yo. White orange and teal, the fins look real, you know it's a deal. There's blood, sweat, and tears, all up in his huddle with water to cook up a meal. My coaching in two where the combo was chill, play action to chase, got hunger to feel. The cheetah is loose, he's going for blood, the end of the race only went for the kill. Miami, the city, the county, the block, we steady impact, tail dead in the lot. Defense is strong and hard as a rock, Holland's a lock, and next one's a spot. Getting too hot, so turn up the fan, you look to the crowd, see Jimmy and Bam, Martin, Joe, and Sosa the mans, your fellas, roll the clip, OnlyFans.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy So, and welcome back to the channel for another week of OnlyFans, a Dolphins post-game show with reaction, analysis, and a whole lot of heart. Now, before we get this party started, we ask that you hit the like button on this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the post notifications so you get notified when we drop our next video. Now, with me today, as usual, is the delusional Dolphin, Joel. My brother, how you feeling about this game?
Pretty shitty. Pretty shitty, if I am being completely honest.
I bet. And of course, we got the future super fan for the Miami Dolphins up with us. Rax, talk to me, buddy. Talk to me.
I've talked so much today, bro. I didn't talk a word last night, though, but I've spoken so much today that I'm ready to get this thing over with, bro. Let's do this.
Hey, I'm right there with you, dog. You know, I said it in the chat between us yesterday, dog, that I haven't been able to say a word since that game ended. The Dolphins lost 21-14 if you've been living on a rock for the last 48 hours. And it sucks because the Dolphins had the AFC East pretty much on lock over the last 5 weeks in the bag. And we found a way to fumble this game away and come up short. Now, you know, we have to give a good context of how this game worked out, right? In the beginning of the game, we started to run the ball really well, right? And then right off the bat, Tua went for the home run play. Instead of going for the first down play, which was there, he had Achane wide open on the sideline, with a much easier throw, and he decides to go the deep ball with Tyreek Hill. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that was a little bit of foreshadowing of what was going to come because it kind of set the tone for the rest of the game, and it let me know that Tua was forcing it from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, right when he threw it, like, obviously – we didn't know it was going to be a pick when he did it right. When he did it right, I saw a perfect, beautiful spiral, and I was like, oh, this is to the house. And the next thing you know, it's Tyreek being double covered, and he's blanketed. He's not just double covered. He's blanketed. And it's a pick. And I was like, oh, okay. It's this Tua coming out here today? Like, the moment I just saw that, I was like, okay, if we didn't make the smart decision on the first drive, this is possibly how this is going to go. And I was on edge, but I was like, he'll bounce back. He'll bounce back.
Yeah, that's what we were all hoping for at that point. But when we get the ball, you know, to start the game at home, you know, in Sunday Night Football under the lights, you know, playoff game, number 2 seed on the line, you know, all that stuff, you know, to see a development of a drive and then just a really bad decision from Tua. Because, you know, it's one thing if he decides to go for that home run ball and he overthrows it by 10, 15 yards where nobody can get it. But he threw it perfectly into the double coverage. And it's like, are we really going to do this right now? Are we really going to, you know, just lay down and let Buffalo come in here and big brother us again?
It's not even about that, dog. For me, it's just the biggest point that shit shows me is that Tua, when we need him to, tries to do too much. Instead of making the smart play, getting your checkdowns, moving the ball along like a fucking veteran, he decides to do the dumb shit where he thinks he's going to be a hero by connecting on that deep ball. And look, you know, whether he underthrew him, overthrew him, it doesn't matter. It's the wrong throw. You know what I mean? Like, it's the wrong throw. It's a badly intended throw, no matter what, because you had the first down play and you even had a check down below that to get down to the tight end and smite.
I don't think it wasn't the play he was looking for. Like, I feel like we've seen that play plenty of times, and obviously Tyreek splits the safeties. This time it didn't happen. And
but Rax, it's not about like you're watching that.
I agree. You should have seen that and not let it ride.
Not let it ride. You know what I'm saying? Especially after the shit came out with the helmet cam. You know what I mean? Showing you how he's able to progress and look for checkdowns. I'm like, yo, you got to be able to do that in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to do that in the game. And then look, it worked out for us because it was almost like a punt, right? The Bills get the ball down there. they run the ball and pass the ball downfield, get into our red zone, and then on 3rd and goal, under a lot of pressure, being forced to scramble to his right, Josh Allen throws his first interception of the game to Eli Apple. Again, good moment with a dumb move behind it, because instead of taking the touchback, Eli Apple tries to fucking run it out, right? Slips and gets tackled at the 3-yard line, which makes our next drive even harder, because now we're starting at a 3-yard line with no space in the back.
It's those intrusive thoughts. I think those intrusive thoughts. I think he looked up, he saw that wide open area, but then you realize after he took 2 steps, this wasn't going anywhere. And it was like, damn it. It just sucks that it happened to be Eli Apple, It's like.
But he's a vet, dog. Like, Joel, tell me I'm wrong here, dog. Like, he should know better than that, right?
I mean, yes and no, bro. I mean, it just sucks that with every good thing the Dolphins do, bro, you always find a way to find the bad in it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you got to go back, bro. Like, we had just given the ball away in that bomb, that bad decision by Tua. These guys look like they're relentless and there's no stopping them from scoring. And then lo and behold, they make a mistake and we capitalize on it. Yeah, it wasn't the best decision. If his footing holds up and he's able to run for another 30, 40 yards, we're calling Eli Apple the player of the game, or if he runs it back for a touchdown, he's the player of the game. But it didn't work out that way. But I was happy with the fact that he at least got us the ball back and we were able to walk away from that drive without Buffalo scoring.
The guy said it himself at the sideline interview. He's like, I got too excited. I mean, he saw the open area, got too excited, slipped the fell, man. It's first pick of the year, I would imagine.
Yeah, bingo, dog. Terrible time to get too excited, right? Because right after that, like I said, we're in a tough position. Tua connected with some wide receivers. I think he connected with Craycraft and Hill on that next drive, and then we were unable to convert their 3rd down after crossing midfield. We ended up punting the ball back to Buffalo, and it was like, all right, are we going to keep playing this game of like who breaks the ice first? And when we downed the punt inside their 5-yard line, you're thinking that Buffalo was going to try to play it conservative. Bro, on that very first play, they went at fucking Jalen Ramsey with Diggs, and Diggs had him, and Josh Allen just missed him.
He got away with one there. He burned them.
Got away with them. And then on a big play that happened for the defense, right, which was playing well early, not so much late, on that 4th and 2, right, where Buffalo decided to go for it on their 35 instead of taking the points, Josh Allen throws another interception, this time to Sean Elliott, who's in perfect position, does the smart thing, goes down, takes the touchback, and sets us up for our first real good drive of the game, right, where we're starting to run that halfback option. Then the first quarter didn't really work out. I don't know what the hell McDaniel was thinking there, trying to fucking have Achane throw the ball downfield. But then he smartened up, started running the ball with Achane alive, started running the ball with Wilson as well in the backfield. And then we had Tyreek Hill jump over and get that big first down for us and make that big catch. And then we scored on the touchdown with Achane catching that 25-yard run off the flip. And that flip play was working.
That was such a beautiful drive, bro, beginning to end on that drive, from the start of it till, the way that we scored with the run. You said 28 yards for Achane on the ground?
25-yard touchdown run right there.
I mean,
but he had, I think, 40 yards on that carry, on that drive.
I love that play, that little sweep, that little toss that we do to the outside where he can catch, some steam, and really, really find the hole. And it was on that one, I think, where he left Buddy out there. He left him on skates.
Yeah.
Did anybody else find it? I mean,
Jordan Poyer, there we go. That's what it was.
I kept seeing that play over and over and over. Fake handoff to one side, pitch to the other, and it just didn't stop. Did anybody else notice that? I just felt like we're still running the same play.
But they highlighted it in like around the 3rd quarter where it's the same formation where we run our regular pitch play, right? But because the motions is the same, everything is the same. It's just the position that the running back cuts back is different. So that's what really was giving Buffalo a lot of problems. And yeah, it was working, and we got to score on that touchdown. And then, feeling good, like, all right, maybe we can get another stop here. Josh Allen connecting with Stephon Diggs again. Eli Apple in coverage where he connected downfield, and they put him right inside the end zone. And then this is the touchdown that Trent Sherfield caught off of Eli Apple. Again, a boneheaded play, a veteran fucking cornerback of the NFL, not realizing when the ball is in the air, you have to track it because that's your job and follow it. And he let this dude Sherfield get up perfect. Not only did he let him get space, he let him get the timing and everything to make the fucking catch and get the touchdown to score to tie the game up.
The toe drag and everything. It was pretty. Shout out to Sherfield, man, former Dolphin. Didn't score a touchdown all season and managed to do it the last game of the season against his former team.
And it rains and pours.
Yeah, dog, that shit sucks. But yeah, I mean, a busted play. He threw it right off of Van Ginkel's helmet, bro, and it just happened to land perfectly in the back of the end zone where pretty much only Sherfield could get it. But yeah, Eli needs to do better there.
Right? And then like those are those breakdowns where we were looking to have better coverage. And we thought that, we were going to see Ramsey on Diggs. And at some point we did, and it didn't look pretty. So in my mind, I didn't really feel confident in the DBs this game, right? Because it was evident that Josh Allen was getting away with whatever he wanted to. He ended up the game with 359 yards. And it really could have been 400 and something yards had he hit a couple of guys.
Yeah, but the guy had all day back there, dog. Like, he was picking them up. He had all day back there, like, just like, I'm going to go here. Oh, this guy's wide open in the fucking flat back there in the hook right there. They got Melvin Ingram covering back there. We'll throw it out.
Guy.
Josh Allen is a problem.
And it's, again, I get it. We're the personnel that has on the field has to make the plays no matter what, right? All right. But let's help our guys out. Let's figure it out. Why we put an Ingram in coverage for the first time in his career in a game situation, dog, against one of the better teams in the NFL. Like, that shit don't make no sense. And then when we get the ball back, Achane and Wilson continue to pound the ball, right? Running really well. I think that the only positive of this game, yet again, is Achane, right? Showing that he can do it no matter what the conditions, winning, losing, down to 10, up 15, big opponent on the road, at home. Doesn't matter. This dude is reliable in that, and I'm really excited what he's going to bring to the table in the future. But we finally see Tyreek Hill make some catches, right, instead of some drops. And he caught a touchdown right before the half with 1:43 left. A great throw by Tua, right? Put it right on the money as he was throwing it into the outside. And as we were going up 14-7, I felt like the game was still up for grabs, right? And if we were able to stop Buffalo, we would have gave ourselves a real good shot because we knew that Buffalo was going to get the ball to start the second half. And if the game is tied, then they obviously have an advantage to go ahead and make it harder for us. But if they go down 14-7, then we're in the driver's seat for the second half in the game.
Yep.
Bills get back-to-back first downs. Allen converts on a third down by himself. And then we see Cook drop a touchdown catch, right? And after that, I was like, all right, well, maybe this is it. We're going to make the stop. And then we saw probably what was the best play of the game for the Dolphins defense. Jerome Baker with that fucking goal line stop. With the time running out before the half, with about 5 seconds and counting. Dude's running for Buffalo, gets a full steam ahead, and Baker just comes out of nowhere and smashes his entire body into the runner to stop him at the 1 yard line, or probably at the half yard line to end the half.
Baker, man. Baker had surgery today. Everything came out good. Shout out to Baker, man. Fuck.
Yeah, man.
That was his first game back after a 2-game hiatus, and you know, it was great to see that. It was like, all right, we got our guy back. You know, we're still missing some pieces, but it's nice to have Baker back. You know, one of our leaders, or on defense, and to see that play right before the half, it was reassuring. It made me feel good going into that second half.
Absolutely, bro. And look, you saw the response from Tua. He threw the INT, he came back through a couple of good throws, got the touchdown, moving forward, cool. We saw that McDaniels realized, like, maybe I'm throwing it too much. Let's stick to this running game because Jeff Wilson and HN are doing well, right? Those guys had 16 carries for 94 yards at the half. Dog, 16 carries and 94 yards at the half.
Smart. He's so smart. He outsmarts himself. It makes himself look kind of dumb later on in the game because I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. And then, look, the other injury just happened. As soon as the fucking third quarter starts, we see Andrew Van Ginkel get injured while making a play. you know, and we lose him for the rest of the season because he's not going to be able to play this Saturday at Kansas City. You know, Allen was sacked on third down, and we forced these guys to punt. You know, Ingram and Baker playing well, Baker fighting through all these injuries, and we get the punt. And then this was the drive that set the tone because the Dolphins went with a quick 3-and-out. We completed 2 passes that were like 4 and 2 yards, right? The 4-yard catch being by Braxton Berrios, who was just a half yard short or a yard short of getting the first down because he turned inside. Had he turned outside, he probably would have been able to fight for more yardage and get the first down. But he turned inside. We don't get the first down. And then the first of 4 punts in the second half for the Dolphins. Wow. Now,
is this the
after that, you know, we got Allen driving Buffalo to the Fins 25. Then we got that second best play of the defense when Chris Wilkins made the sack, forced fumble, and the recovery, which brings me to my next point. Signing Chris Wilkins to a new contract. How do you guys feel about that? Joel, let's start with you.
I mean, the way that guy's been playing this year, he deserves it, but it just depends where he thinks he falls in line and where the Dolphins are willing to go. You know, they were offering something upwards of $100 million already, and it seems like he wanted more. The way he's playing this year, he's kind of, you know, making a case for it. So it's going to be interesting, but the guy definitely needs a bag, whether it's with us or with another team.
Yeah. What about you, Rex?
I agree that guy deserves to get paid, man. He's given his whole body and his whole being to this team, bro. Like, I don't see if it has a logo of the Miami Dolphins, Chris Wilkins is usually around it, bro. And I just feel like that's a legacy player for us, bro.
The thing is like, for me, we put that challenge on him and say, yo, you got to go out there and make sacks. You got to go out there and make bigger plays. You got to go out there and show me more than just getting 100 tackles in a season, right? Which is super impressive. But you need to show more. This dude showed beyond more. And for his youth and the amount of double teams, triple teams that he's facing to be able to produce like he did on this defense, which is stacked with talent and still outshine everyone on the defense, he deserves to get a big contract here from the Dolphins.
The guy was even
which is going to be interesting.
Fullback, wasn't he? Wasn't he playing goal line fullback at some point? Just lining up in the backfield, blocking for the running backs.
Nah, but that play that he had, man. I mean, I know everything's going to get lost in the main, you know, storyline, which was a result, which was a loss. But that play by Wilkins right there to strip sack, the way that he did it, it was like behind them, and he had the wherewithal to like readjust and grab it and fall on it. It was a really heads up play. Yeah, we needed it at that point. And at that point, it's so crazy, man, because, you know, even it's still through that point, like we were like, all right, we're still in this. This is still our game to win.
We're winning. Forget about in it. We're winning this game. You know what I mean?
This is our game. This is our game right here. But then we can't capitalize on that drive.
And that's one of the biggest impact stories of the game, right? The inability of the offense to score points this game. We were up 14-7 when Wilkins came up with the recovery and the sack and fumble. And then Tua connects with Hill to end the third quarter, and it's like, all right, let's get this moving. But then immediately after that, Ingold got a penalty that pushed us 15 yards back. We couldn't convert on third and long.
He laid Buddy out. I don't know if you saw the penalty he got.
He did. It was completely out for no reason.
Blindside block? Bro.
Yeah.
I remember it. That was a crackback. That was a crackback.
Yeah,
that was a cold crackback. But, you know you get told to block, and that's how you
Nah, Rax, but this is what I keep saying. If the team is coached right, it recognizes that you can't have stupid penalties in a big game like this, dog. You know what I'm saying? And Alec Ingold is that smart to know better. He's to know better. He knows it. He knows that shit fucked us up. You know what I mean? And it sucks because in the heat of the moment, you want to lay somebody out, dog, right? But you got to know when and when you can do that. And that wasn't the time, bro. And it really set us back, especially because it pushed us back, right? Which gave the Bills more room for the punt that just so happened to get returned for 96 yards for the touchdown. You know what I mean? Deontay Hardy took it to the crib for Buffalo to tie the game up.
That's the moment the game went to shit for the Dolphins.
That was it because we knew that the offense wasn't going to score. So for me, I was like, well, this is it. I was not confident in Tua at that point.
And to add insult to injury, The guy that came in to replace Andrew Van Ginkel, Cameron Good, he got hurt on that play where they scored on us. So not only did they score, but they also took one of our players in the process.
The football gods don't like Dolphins, dog. They're stupid.
It's not that. It's not that. Rax. Because let's look at the. Don't cry, man. If we look at the very next drive, though, this is where the problem starts, and this is where shit's gonna get real, right? McDaniels fucking up with the play calling. First play, we try the flip run, doesn't work. Second play, 2-yard run up the middle, doesn't work. And then incomplete pass to Cedric Wilson over the middle, punt. 3 quick plays. Why can't we call better plays when we know that we need to get a drive going? Like, don't start with the flick play. They've been waiting for that. We've used it 20 times tonight. They're waiting for that. They've already made that adjustment. We saw that in the first 2 drives that we had, and it didn't work. So why are we sticking with this? That's number 1. And then 2, again, he was extremely inaccurate that night. Extremely inaccurate. And those are the 2 things that a guy like him cannot afford to do. You can't afford to fucking throw the ball to the other team, and you can't afford to be inaccurate because you don't have the body of work, number 1, to back that up. And number 2, your physical body isn't like, hey, get on my shoulders. I'm just going to run down the field a la Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, you name it. You know what I mean? And get down the field and score this way because that's not what he can do. You know what I mean? That's the shit that frustrates me, man, with this guy.
Did you not see that guy scramble for 10? You're wilding, boy.
My dog, come on. You call that scrambling? That guy was driving a Kia.
He looked like he was struggling with that shit, dog. Like,
and he does all the time, which is that's a concern, bro. Like in today's NFL, you know, I think Peyton Manning and Tom Brady were the last 2 to be able to get away with not being mobile. And even still, Tom Brady, you would see him high step and scramble, you know, where it was looked a little bit better. Like Tua, man, he just looks like he's like in a dream. Like you know how you run in a dream where you're not really advancing and you're giving it your all. Like that's when I see Tua run, that's kind of what I see. But
I'm glad he slid, bro.
Yeah, 100%. But it wasn't even so much that his strength is his arm, and he's also pointed it out. He was pretty inaccurate that second half. You know, with some late balls, he threw a ball late to one of our tight ends where he got lit up by Jordan Poyer. Out on on the wing, and then there was a couple high balls, you know, to Tyreek and to Cedric Wilson, and it wasn't, exactly what we're accustomed to seeing. Granted, there were some really nice thrown balls, but we expect perfection at this point in the season, bro.
Yeah, and look, that shit sucks because our inability to move the ball was the biggest downside, right? Case in point, we just went on that drive, 3 plays, barely got 9 yards. Very next drive, Buffalo gets the ball. Allen finds Kincaid for a big gain. I think it was like a 20 to 35-yard gain. And then Sinclair caught another catch, or that's to the 3-yard line. And then Allen just pushed it in there to give them the lead. And then the game was over at that point. You know what I mean? Seriously, it was over at that point, man, because I knew that Tua was not going to be able to come back. Because I go back to the first throw of the game where he's forcing it downfield when he doesn't need to. So now in a situation where we're obviously losing, we need to make up some ground. We need to do something, right? There's no doubt in my mind that he was pressing. And look, on the very first play that we had, he overthrew Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? And then we had that Claypool weird catch for 3 yards, and then Hill dropped another 3rd down pass. It's like,
that pass could have been to the house. That
was the PI, right? The one they called pass interference on. Yeah, that's another thing, man. Tyreek Hill, some big key drops here late in the season.
No, that wasn't it. That was on the last drive, but yeah.
Well, there was one day he had like a post slant, and that's where he got I think he got PI'd, and it was there.
Yeah, that should have been that would have been in the crib.
There's no stopping that guy if he would have caught that, but
this is look, this is a point that I wanted to ask you guys because you guys have been defending the defense pretty much all season, and we've been giving them their praise. But right after that, right, we punt the ball. That was our 4th straight punt, right? We give the ball to Buffalo. They were able to convert a 4th down, 4th and short with a push. They did a 3rd and short with the push. And then, there was a delay of game on that forced him to 3rd and 13. Josh Allen got it on a QB scramble. Like, these are things that are happening in the game. And look, with 3 minutes left, that play was happening. If we stop Josh Allen, dog, on that 3rd down, they punt the ball and we get the ball back. And the point that I want to emphasize with that is, like, not to say that Tua would have won the game or tied the game up, but if you think about it, we don't burn the 2 timeouts that we had remaining, right? And we have an extra 2 timeout in the 2-minute warning because we would have had that ball around that time. So, like, we would have been able to truly take our time and really execute a game plan to get down the field in order to tie the game, right? Like, I'm sure we have play calling for that situation. But again, Tua's inability, the defense's inability to make a stop when it really counted is what fucking kills us. Is what kills us. Because a lot of people want to harp on but on the 4th and short, we stopped them. True, but if we're being honest about that, Buffalo's coach could have kicked the field goal there and put the game into double digits and say, hey, good luck trying to get 10 points in under a minute and a half with no timeouts. You know what I mean? So, like, it's not like that was a game-saving play. It was just a boneheaded move by Buffalo to give us a chance in that game. And they did give us a chance, but I knew we weren't going to do anything with it.
Yeah, but in the same way that they picked up the 1st down on that 4th and 13, they could have scored right there, and they would have made it a two-possession game completely, but the defense came up with the stop. And then the thing I want to point out is 38-22. 38 minutes to 22 minutes. That was a difference right there in time of possession. So our defense was out on the field for 38 minutes of a possible 60 minutes, bro. So the fact that they were able to make that play at the very end and still give our offense an opportunity to redeem themselves, even though they had a piss poor performance in the second half, to me, that was all I needed to see. They're banged up. They're hurt. I know you hate to hear that. I know you like to argue that the entire world is hurt and that the NFL is hurt. But our fucking team is really down bad, where our depth is fucking depleted. And the fact that those guys, some of those guys played the entire game, man, and still gave us a shot at the end. I mean, they did their job in my eyes.
I mean, I want you to tell me how many starters there are in defense right now. 4, 5,
No,
5 starters out of 11.
But you know what, Rex?
I know the league deals with injuries, dog, but we are down to like half of a team, dog.
And I get that, right? But when you're playing defense, you're playing reaction, right? You're reacting to whatever's happening on offense. You need to be able to counteract, dog, and play with effort. We didn't see that with the defense. We could only name, including the starters. We could only name maybe 2 players that really fucking gave it their all on defense that night. Wilkins and Baker. Baker almost died out there, dog.
Sealer too. Sealer was out there throwing his body.
Sealer didn't, because he was there, but he didn't make an impact. Not to the level that Wilkins did, not to the level that Baker did. So nobody was playing on their high level from defense. Nobody. Now Ramsey, Sealer, David Long.
Even with all that, I can't even harp on the defense. This was the offense's problem. This was Tua and Mike McDaniel's issue right here, bro. That's what it comes down to. 3 minutes left. I don't care. We gotta get better opportunities than double coverage on Claypool.
Defense held up to 14 offensive points. 14, the 21 was on special teams. So the defense kind of did what they were supposed to do.
Oh yeah, the defense was being
three
ran over.
takeaways.
The defense was being ran over because Buffalo was putting up drives, and the defense could have stopped them. The only times that those 2 interceptions were Josh Allen last desperate type interceptions, not necessarily a real takeaway. The only real takeaway was Wilkins, and it took an extraordinary effort for him to get that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm shouting him and Baker out, because those were the guys that were doing their thing for the defense and really stepping up for the defense, right? Making plays. Nobody else was really doing that. Look, and on that 3rd and 13, Joel and I talked about it, but Hader Cole fucking was ducking. He was ducking. There was 3 guys getting out of the way of Josh Allen coming through full speed. And if you're not able to be the best player, you can't get defend, you can't do this, you're not a starter, the least you can do, bro, is put effort. And that was an effort play. And them boys ain't have it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Granted, those aren't the main guys that we want in there, but we got to play with what we got, because just like we're short on defense, we're not short on offense, right? So those guys should have came through, and we're gonna burn those guys just as much. I really think that the defense deserves the least amount of blame, but they deserve blame, right? Second in line for me is the coach. Coaching has to do better. Coaching has to do better. You know, we can't do that play calling where it's weird and the flip and bad timing. Like, figure something out. And then number one blame, of course, Tua. Tua cannot be the one in a game of this importance to be the one to throw the interceptions, because he's just not able to bounce back from that like we would want him to. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't shown it enough times to be like, yo, I feel comfortable with you being a gunslinger like that. That's just a fact. You know what I mean?
Look, even Rax got tired of your opinion, dog. He doesn't want to hear your shit no more. No,
It hurts, dog.
I'm with
dog.
you. I'm with you, dog. I'm with you, bro. This shit does hurt, bro. This is a tough pill to swallow right here, bro. We had the number 2 seed. We had the division, something we haven't done in a long time, man. And we shit the bed, bro. We just choked. Or, you know, just cue the Reggie Miller. Like, just, that's it, bro. That's it. But, you know, it's crazy because, you know, we're heading to the playoffs and we're not excited. We're not excited.
No. You can't be excited because, like, right now we're just in a place where the regular season was a failure. No matter how we look at it, how we slice it, is a failure. We ended up being 11-5. We had the division wrapped up. We didn't come through. We had the number 2 seed wrapped up. We didn't come through.
I mean, but we got a shot of beating Kansas City.
Hey, that's our last redemption, bro. That's our last
we
shot
do,
of redemption.
because the game is gonna happen, right? Like, we got a shot because we're gonna show up. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
But
Last shot of redemption.
If we're being honest, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being super fucking confident, how confident are you boys?
It's gonna be -2 degrees.
I'm gonna say -2 Rax. Damn.
Be -2. I just saw another
That's
post.
the weather. That's the weather.
Oh, the weather.
Not,
The
yo,
weather.
come on.
Bad timing for the weather on that. I'm gonna say my confidence level going into Kansas City on Saturday,
Realistically,
probably
Joel.
like a 3, dog.
All right. So maybe by like game day, it's at a 6.
All right. I want to say I'm like around 12%, but my homer is giving me 35% type shit. So
That's at a solid 4.
Hoping Pat Mahomes just has a shitty day, dog. Like he's been having this season. Just have a shitty day. And then I'm hoping the Steelers are the ones that come back over here. You know what I'm saying?
Don't count on it.
I mean, don't count on it. But
here's the NFL, dog.
Here's the thing, right? It's playoff football, and we know that anything can happen in playoff football, right? So, yeah, your confidence has to be there a little bit because you're in the dance, and we know that we can score points. We know that we can be a good team. It's, can we play 60 minutes of mistake-free football? Can we do that? Can we be the team that doesn't fucking throw INTs? Can we be the team that doesn't lose fumbles? If we do that, then I give ourselves a good shot at winning this game. And by good shot, 50-50, because we're going on the road. You know what I mean? Waddle's looking like he's going to play. He's looking like he's going to play, so is Raheem. But we got no Andrew Van Ginkel, no Baker. Xavier Howard's more than likely out.
No, he's out. They ruled him out. They ruled him out.
What are we doing? You know, what are we doing? My confidence, honestly, is, and it's probably going to stay like this until the game starts. It's going to be like a 3-4. That's where I'm at right now as far as confidence.
We play Kansas City. It's a pretty good game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like every last couple of games has been like a close game. Either
Tyreek going back to Arrowhead.
My God.
And we can do that. And look, and that's a guy, I'm glad you brought him up, Joel. That's a guy that needs to step up in this game for sure. He needs to be the one that really does something amazing this game, helps Tua out, go make some incredible catches, make some fucking 80, 90-yard touchdown catches, because he's been a little bit more than disappointing in these last couple of weeks.
He has. I mean, ever since he dropped that touchdown at Baltimore, it's been like what happened there, bro? But, yep. I mean, at the end of the day, dog, it fins up, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we're going to go to Arrowhead. We are expecting Tua to give me week 5 Tua. I don't know, week 4. One of those, dog. I need that accurate QB back, bro. Because if not, then I can't. Yo, my boy, I can't keep defending you, dog.
I
I'm
can't.
with you.
I can't
with you,
keep
dog.
defending you, dog. Like,
I'm with
And I
you.
feel bad
I don't
for y'all
wanna-
because y'all ride hard for the boy.
I don't want to have those
Harder than
off.
me.
I don't want to have those off-season conversations just yet.
yeah. So
Not
let's
yet,
just get
not
through
yet,
Kansas
not
City and pray for the
Not
best,
yet.
bro.
We got through this. You know what I'm saying? All right. Tough couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? But we got through it. And now we're moving on to Kansas City. Divisional playoff round. Wildcard weekend is going down. And we got to win no matter
Hey,
what.
the coaches really talked it out, dog. That boy said, look, I'm not going to kick a field goal. I'm going to give it back to you. It's on you to score. We can finish this bitch off in a tie and double fucking, you know, but it didn't happen.
And we couldn't get it. We couldn't get it, dog. Fuck,
dog.
man. Hey, it is
Alright.
what it is, man. But we're going to be back here after the Kansas City game, win, lose, or draw, and see what goes down. And we expect you guys to join us here on OnlyFans as you do every single time we drop these. Make sure to tell a friend to keep subscribing and hitting the like button and dropping a comment to let us know what you think. Until next time, it's your boy So. Peace.